May be hard to believe, but the end of the year is fast approaching. And with that, Ford has already revealed new consumer insights in its 2018 trend report. So how are people reacting to the current status of elements like the economy, politics, and social factors? I'm joined by Ford Motor Company futurist Cheryl Connolly. Good morning, Cheryl.
Hi, Kelly.
So Cheryl, what are
Those are some really interesting
Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask you, what
sorry.
are the biggest trends identified in this year's report?
Well, as you alluded to in kind of your opening, there is a lot of change happening in the world right now. There's kind of political instability, a spotlight on social inequality. You have natural disasters, floods, acts of violence, and it has left people, not surprisingly, feeling a bit overwhelmed. In fact, we spoke to over 9,000 people in 9 different countries, and 2/3 of the people that we spoke with said they feel more anxiety this year than they did last year.
So how else, so more anxiety is one thing, but how else does this report compare to previous years? What were the findings?
Well, to your point, it is decidedly different. You know, it has this kind of somber tone. It seems like consumers have very little appetite for the frivolous, and the report is a reflection of that. We looked at different things, and while there is all of this change that's happening that's creating a sense of unease, the good news is that people still believe that they can make a positive difference. And I find that really exciting, and it keeps me optimistic.
That's good to hear. Well, technology is really big right now. It's constantly evolving. Did this report view technology?
It did. We have a trend called technology's tipping point. And, you know, perhaps it could be one of the drivers of the anxiety that we're seeing. We've been talking about artificial intelligence, virtual reality, even autonomous vehicles for quite some time, almost as if it's this distant sci-fi future. But they're already here. They're embedded in our daily lives, and people are responding in different fashion. For us as a company, obviously, we're very interested in autonomous vehicles. We just recently announced a $900 million investment in one of our plants in Michigan, where we will actually manufacture self-driving vehicles. And there is mixed response to people's attitude or future hopes about autonomous vehicles. So in China and India, they seem to be most eager. Over 80% of the people said that they can't wait. But 50% of the Americans that we spoke to said that they're somewhat hopeful. So we'll have to see how that plays out. It's not a universal solution.
Now, with all this research, how is that applied in Ford's day-to-day operations?
Well, it goes back to the days of Henry Ford, who had once said if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. And that dilemma exists today. So we have an extraordinarily long lead time when we come up with an idea and actually are able to bring it to the market. So whether you're a designer, engineer, in marketing, you're tasked on a daily basis to try to anticipate what consumers are going to want. And we can't just go out and ask them. We don't have a crystal ball that'll predict the future. But these trends can give us some clues, some early indicators to shifting patterns of consumer behaviors, their values or attitudes, and hopefully put us in a better position to think differently and be proactive and driving new innovations that will address their needs.
Well, where can our viewers go for more information on what we learned today?
They can go to fordtrends.com.
Perfect. Thanks, Cheryl. Happy holidays.
Same to you, Kelly.
Mike?